Hello, and thank you so much for joining us for your Smackdown post show. It is March 27th. Look at the beautiful Cresta over there. Hi, Cresta.
Hi, Kate. How are
Oh my
you?
gosh. I am torn because our dear Carmelo lost his title today. Randy Orton and Cody tried to get some heat on this thing in the right direction. I don't know if it worked, but we're going to talk about all of it. So please get in your super chats and your humper chats at humperchats.com. Do leave a thumbs up on this video and subscribe to our YouTube channel if you haven't already. It goes a long way in helping us out, boosts us up in the algorithm. But Cresta, we just were a little bit of the main character again because we had wrestle votes on Fightful Select. I'm going to say it again. Wrestle votes on Fightful Select, also known as not Sean Ross Sapp on Fightful Select, reporting that Sami Zayn was going to win the U.S. title tonight. That came out a few hours before Smackdown started, and everybody on the internet lost their minds. Some were outraged by the booking. Some said, Sean Ross Sapp, how could you do this? And he said, brother, I'm in Indianapolis at a Square Circle Expo. It wasn't me, but it was Wrestle Votes on Fightful Select. And whether you like spoilers or not, they did hoop with that. That was an accurate scoop that was proven true just a couple hours later. Not a clean result, though, which I think leaves the door open to a triple threat. So we're going to talk about all that and more, but we're going to talk about this chat from Greg Cherry, who says, hi, Kate and Cresta. Going to be listening on my drive home from Smackdown. Live shows are more fun than TV. Hope it came across. Love Jens. Live wrestling is the best. It's so much fun to go to.
It's so much
Cresta,
fun.
you only recently started going to live shows even, right?
Yeah,
You went
so
to
like
first independent show not that long ago.
maybe like 2-3 years ago, I went to House of Glory for the first time. Did a couple Invictus shows here in New York City. Shout out to the indie scene in New York City. I've had the pleasure of going to a few WWE and AEW shows, one TNA show. I feel like I need to go to an MLP show for the trifecta or something.
Okay. Yeah, before we even dive fully into SmackDown, we can say that a couple of other exciting developments from the wrestling world. Maple Leaf Pro announcing they got to deal with TSN. And for those who don't know, TSN is a big deal. I believe they carry AEW in Canada. So that's a real deal network that is looking to wrestling, which is just great to see all wrestling thriving, but Canadian wrestling especially. That's very cool. They're doing a great job with that promotion. ROH is going to have their next show May 15th in Salisbury, Maryland. That's the day after my birthday. So I'm very excited. It's kind of wedged between my birthday, your birthday, and SP3's birthday. So I was getting nostalgia bits for our ROH TNA handoff.
We need to do it one time for the one side. I messaged Joel today, like, I miss Thursday shows. I miss it.
Oh, the best. The best. We had fun with that because like for ROH, we were playing Beat the Clock or we were playing Drag Out the Clock because we had an hour to hand off to you. And because ROH is pre-taped, they were like, sometimes there's 3 matches, sometimes there's 17. What are you going to do about it? So that was always so fun. That was where I first actually got to know the lovely Cresta. But so exciting news there. And then also Ricky Sosa signing with TNA, which came out at the Sacrifice broadcast. So some exciting stuff there. We got Made Norma saying the Nationals and the Orioles both won opening day. Let's crank. The cheapest seats for the Sweet 16 in DC were $450. Nah, bruv, them's Mania prices. Those are not Mania prices. Those are cheaper.
I would say those are Mania prices, but you'd be high-fiving Jesus.
Yeah, for the cheapest seats, you're probably right, aren't you? Yeah. Yeah, that is steep in this economy. My goodness. But we're going to dive into this episode of SmackDown. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us. We have had a ton of scoops this week on Fightful Select as well. I'm not going to kill you with the plugs, but Tekla re-signing with AEW was a big one. We had a bunch of WWE scoops from WrestleVotes on Monday as well, including Saturday night's main event coming to New York City on July 18th. And optimism that Braun Breaker is going to be back in time for WrestleMania, which I know is something that a lot of people have just been kind of holding out for. So We had a lot going on Fightful Select, and Sean didn't even have his internet for 3 days, and we still had scoops every day. So there you go. But let's dive into tonight's SmackDown. I do want to start with the title change here with Sami Zayn winning the US title. A lot of people are burnt out on Sami Zayn. I feel bad because sometimes wrestlers get the brunt of bad booking, but the matches are always great. And both of these guys had held their US title runs as very productive things on SmackDown. Easily, to me, the best match on the show. There was some weird in-ring tonight that we'll talk about. But Sami just kind of getting more desperate as the match went on, I thought was a very vivid story that came across in this. You had Trick getting involved at ringside. You have him accidentally going to clock Sami and hitting Carmelo.
Accidentally on purpose.
Accidentally. It's a very, if you're in a League of Their Own fan, very Henson dropped the ball. Did Dottie Henson really drop it on purpose or not? Like this had that same inconclusive nature to me. Carmelo and Trick have had a very long history dating back to NXT, if you watched that. But that was the determining factor. This was a great in-ring match, though. Sami capitalized on all of that with the haluva kick. But this match was fantastic. These two, man, just Carmelo has chemistry with anybody he's getting in the ring with, which is so awesome to see. Sami is one of the most selfless in-ring performers you can get. Now, it's interesting because on the Fightful social media account, I asked, how do you want to see the U.S. title defended at Mania? Do you want to see Sami and Trick one-on-one? Do you want to see a triple threat with Carmelo? Because I feel like this ending begged for it. Do you want to see a fatal four-way with these three and Ilya? Because Ilya's been hovering this whole time. And the fatal four-way was actually what won. I thought the triple threat would win it here. I don't know if Ilya is going to be ripe for this, especially knowing that Gunther is just like kind of out in the wind right now. That is something you could snap together in a second and people would be salivating over it.
Absolutely.
So I'm going to actually snap that poll in our YouTube chat too, but I really liked the match. I kind of wanted Carmelo to go into WrestleMania with the title. I wish they found a more creative way to get to this point, but I understand what it does for Sami's character. I'm also very tired of them being like, we're going to put Sami at the top of the card, have him lose a bunch, and then to reinvigorate him, we're going to drop him to the US title picture. That's literally what they did with Seth and Sami. Sami was like, fine, I'll switch brands and I'll win that title instead. So they keep doing this. At some point, the right person's going to have to address that with him of like, hey, you keep going down to these mid-card titles, essentially, when you can't get it done for the big one. But how did you feel about the match and the outcome, and how do you want to see this play out at WrestleMania, Cresta?
The match, superb. All the counters to the first 48s, the haluva kicks, the blue thunder bombs. This match was amazing. From a narrative standpoint, the writing was on the wall when Sami punched Trick. If anything, I kind of wished this happened sooner. This reminded me, you ever seen the movie Do the Right Thing, Spike Lee?
Yes. Okay.
This is very much Do the Right Thing. And Sami's not doing the right thing no more. Sami's tired of it. And not for nothing, the show as of late has dictated if you're a piece of crap, you're going to get rewarded. I mean...
You're not wrong about that. Great Cherry saying unpopular opinion, but I'm tired of open challenges. It creates great matches, but it seems like a cop-out for mid-card storylines. Now, I half agree with you because I do feel like continually it's the best thing on the show from a ring standpoint. So I'm always very thankful for it. But we've only gotten a couple of stories proper out of it, right? Like we had a nice thing with Carmelo and Ilya, which now who knows if they're going to be able to pay it off. So I agree with the criticism, but I also don't know if I agree with the idea that it's a bad thing. You're right, and that it's been for character arcs and not stories. So if you're looking for something that's more of a juggernaut of a story, I completely get that. I just think it's been so refreshing from an in-ring standpoint, and it's moved Melo so far along from where he was, especially, that I'm not mad at it. Do you feel like you're a little tired of the open challenge deal, or are you still like, whatever, have Sami do open challenges, have Trick beat Sami and keep open challenges going? Where do you sit on this?
I don't hate it. However, I do agree that we're using it in lieu of actually having actual storylines. I think there is, if you want to throw something at the wall and see what sticks, I'm for it. Sometimes thinking outside the box will work. That being said, you have to pay it off. Once you find something that works for them, I would strongly suggest, like with the open challenges with Carmelo Hayes, there's something there with Ilya. Don't have him just wrestle Ilya, please. Don't have him just wrestle that man. But if we're not using these open challenges to form stories either with the challenger or the interference or something, what are we doing? I think it's a waste of everybody's time.
I think that's fair. Sorry, I was doing some typing to snap the same poll in. If you guys want to weigh in on this, that would be awesome. I agree, and I think we're at a point where we're now inevitably in a story, right? Because Sami's had this whole arc. Carmelo just lost it. He lost it because Trick knocked him out, right? So I think we're at that point anyway where we're gonna kind of pause it. People are saying turn Sami heel when KO returns and pair them up. They got
all right. Hold on. Hold on. All right. Maybe it's because I'm newer. Every time I've seen Sami go heel since 2018, it's been kind of fucking dog. Respectfully, the conspiracy theorist thing was not good. You wormed your way into the bloodline. That was great. But the initial was everyone's against me. I have not enjoyed any of his heel runs since 2018. Maybe I'm missing something. I'm willing to be wrong. I love Sami Zayn. But if it's going to be like how they're posturing him now to be whiny and throwing stuff, and I don't want that. I don't want that. I don't want that.
I loved conspiracy theory Sami Zayn, but I'm also a big Charlie from It's Always Sunny. There is no Carol and HR conspiracy theorist thing. I like that. I don't know if I need to see Sami and KO immediately back at it. I'm wondering if KO is who Randy's voices are a little bit. I think that's you said Ric Flair. I saw more people saying that. I saw people saying Arn Anderson today.
Anderson.
Glock Anderson, you know. I also saw people saying, you know, Aleister Black has a play here because he was the last one to pin him, right? So do we see this turn into like a 5-way ladder match? That's also a possibility. That's also a possibility. If I could do anything, I would do a triple threat because I feel like Gunther needs Dragunov and they have history and they need a program for Gunther fast. They need one fast. He's been off Raw for like 3 weeks. They ain't doing anything with that. That's not great. So yeah, I also agree. Like Sami as a face is my wheelhouse, but they just turn him heel because they don't know how to book him and they just won't like give him the transitional title reign. So
I'll also say, because I saw this in chat, I just want to highlight. I thought that he's talking to himself.
A lot of people have been saying that too.
Crazy. Remember, like Mojo Rawley when we thought he was talking to somebody who was just a mirror.
Now, why are you summoning that? Why are you bringing that back?
Because I love wrestling, and sometimes it can be sports entertainment compliment and sports entertainment derogatory, and I don't know what that was, and I liked it. It was stupid. It was so stupid.
We honest to God need to get you and Jeremy on a post show together so bad. Like, start the campaign again. Like, you guys are soulmates because you just are like, whether it's good or bad, I love it. Just pick one, and I'm on board. But the wonderful Doc Mueller.
Sports disappointed, bro.
You said that with such intensity. Oh my God. I felt like I got grounded just then from Cresta. My goodness. Oh, my car privileges just got taken away. Oh my God. The wonderful Doc Mueller, who is just the best and is always my biggest cheerleader for posting dog pics online. So we appreciate that. It says Sami and KO as heels together would be amazing. The thing is, I do feel like they would go the silly route, and I feel like the note that KO left on warrants him to come back with some tenacity. But they got really shortchanged on their initial tag run. It was like they had a couple of fun matches, and then they immediately dropped to Judgment Day after such an insane build through all the bloodline stuff and them like saving each other's lives. So I'm not opposed to it. I just think we could use a little breather from the KO and Sami stuff. Like sometimes I'm even of the belief that like I could use a little breather from Swerve and Hangman being obsessed with each other. Like we can come back to stuff later. Let's mix it up a little bit. People say Ted DiBiase Jr.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
The people that are like these Ted DiBiase Jr. truthers, I am the biggest legacy stan in the world. And I'm like, guys, Ted DiBiase Jr. in the year of our Lord 2026 is not the draw. But I loved that stable. It could be all of them. It could be Arn Anderson. It could be Ric Flair. He could be, it's not that he's hearing voice. It's that he's hearing voices. So it could be all of it. But
it's a group chat.
He is the most... Cresta's fired. Cresta's fired. Greg Cherry is saying he's calling Shane McMahon a victim of 09 Randy Orton. First of all, we were all victims of, I think I got RKO'd in 2009 by Randy Orton at some point. We were all victims of Randy Orton in 2009. Oh man. Yeah, no. There's some people that are dissenters of all this, but I say F those nerds. That's what I say. But let's keep moving along. That was I was surprised. I thought for sure Carmelo was gonna go into Mania with the title over his shoulder. I get why they did it. I think Trick goes over at Mania would be my guess, no matter what the accumulation of guys is, because this man is over Cresta. He's getting insane reactions from like live crowd, whether he's just doing backstages. You're either tired or unenthused by this.
No, I put my head down right because I'm like, man, this guy, the aura farming, insane. He's pulling what Randy Orton does now. He's doing what Cody does now. You just got here. I want to hate Trick Williams. I see what you did down in TNA. I don't like that. That being said, if I'm hating on Trick Williams, I'm a liar. I even kind of live for Joe Tessitore doing his very sports newsy best. He's got his lemon pepper steppers on. It's Tricky Willie. I love Joe Tessitore. Not too much on Joe Tessitore, okay? Because it's the perfect part of newsy, professional sports, and carnival. I don't care. Fight your mama about it. I don't care. I want Joe Tessitore to talk about everything. We're here on a Friday
night, and it's a fine night to be working for the banner. I tell you what, Cresta.
Literally. And we know we're on a fatal four-way between Charlotte Bliss, Alexa Flair. Who's Charlotte Bliss? Who's Alexa Flair? I don't even know. But Joe Tessitore can tell me anything he wants.
Sure. Let's go. I like this from C. Delgado. Clearly, Orton is talking to Chris Jericho. The voices in my head are making a list. I'm here for it.
No.
Do you know what happens? Do you know what happens when the voices in my head make a list?
The voices in your head, they make a list, and then they go, now that I have come, now that I have...
Everyone I've ever loved, I've pushed them all away.
And I have been a slave to the Judas in my mind. Is there nothing left for me to save in the wreckage of my life? Wrong show. Sorry, wrong show. I'm sorry.
No, there's never, when you're doing it, that's never wrong. There's never a wrong time to watch Cresta just lose her mind to any Fozzy song, to be honest. What a beautiful moment that was.
Book me for your cruise, Jericho.
Oh my goodness. Here's the thing. I've gone on the Jericho cruise. I've gone a couple of times. You get real sick of that song by the end because they play every single night. You get real tired of it. You're like, I don't need to hear Chris Jericho and what's left of his vocal cords after 5 days on a cruise. I'm a come. It's not great. It's not great. It's a hell of a time. Wrestling on a boat is always fun. Going to the Caribbean, great. Put those two things together, amazing. But it's a lot of Fozzy, and I am glad I did it. I don't need to do it again. I don't need to hear that same set list.
Not Kate saying new songs now, new album now.
Oh my God, drop the new album. 1 year Swerve was on and he did a set, which was really cool. They always have some really fun like cover bands on it. But you know what? They don't pay us to promote it, so forget it, Randy.
You're right.
Chris
You're
Jericho.
right. I don't get paid for that.
If you give me you want to give me a free vacation, I'll promote it on the SmackDown post show all night, Chris Jericho.
Come
but
on now. I'll tell jokes.
Oh man. Well, tonight was a rough night for women's wrestling on SmackDown because the tag match with the Bellas and Charlexa wasn't the best. Rhea and B-Fab was shorter than Jelly Roll and Kit Wilson. And I also don't feel like Tiffany, Stratton, and Julia had immediate in-ring chemistry. Now, I'll say, with both of them, I've seen people need a couple of reps to maybe get used to the way that they're working. But this was just kind of a rough go for some of the women's matches here. Let's talk about Rhea and Jade, joined by B-Fab and the lovely Michin, who makes fun of Sean all the time, so she's great by me. I still this week find myself struggling with the same thing that I did last week of, if Jade is this unstoppable badass, why does she need backup? Is something that I'm really having a tough time with. I get why they're doing it in reality, but I don't feel like it was justified enough in kayfabe. And I felt like what they tried to justify it with tonight was not fair words to put in B-Fab and Michin's mouth of like, you don't even go here. I'm like, then why do you care? Like, why do you care that she's here? And I did like the one thing that I really liked was they were like, well, at least with Jade, we know what we're getting. You pretend to be nice and then you're hurtful behind our backs a little bit. At least they like said with Jade, you know what you're getting, because that's true. Like she doesn't pretend. But this was mostly bad. All right, I'm trying here, Cresta. Okay, I'm trying.
Tell the truth and shame the devil.
It was the one line that I kind of liked from any of this. Crowd is not into this. Jade was a little bit stumbling over some of her lines in this. This match was Rhea dominating, distractions, Jade shoving Rhea, and we get a DQ. Rhea gets beat down anyway. I don't understand why Rhea wouldn't immediately have people that would come to her side. Like, don't get it. This is a messy little build to Mania, and it makes me really nervous about the match that we're gonna get with Rhea and Jade. Because it just doesn't feel like these two are clicked in right now. But Jade's best match that I've probably ever seen her in was against Jordynne Grace, and that was pretty recent. So that's awesome. Like if we're going on her most recent work, that's great. But Jordynne Grace in some ways is also one of one. So that's tough. But Rhea can work at a similar pace to Jordynne, is also obscenely strong, can give Jade a run for her money, but also knows how to sell extremely well. So there's some optimism there. I just don't buy that this character needs backup from B-Fab and Michin. And the justification that we got tonight was pretty weak. This match was also like 3 minutes long, maybe. This was all very short and not great. So I can't be the person that complains that the food is bad and the portions are too small. That feels unfair, but I'm always advocating for more women's screen time in general. Where do you stand on this? Do you like this better than I do? It didn't seem so, because the face that you made at me when I tried to say something nice was very skeptical. So I'll let you take over.
So I'm gonna tell y'all the one thing I did like.
Okay. So you have one too.
I liked one thing, but it was not to quote Will Ospreay, it was the feeling. This reminds me of when Becky came out to save Ronda Rousey during that promo and blew a kiss at her, and Ronda Rousey was mad. And let me tell you why I say that. You are trying to convince Corporate Cresta stepping in here. I'm going to try to be as a little bit nicer than I thought I was originally going to be. So let me stop myself right there. You're now trying to convince us that you, Jade Cargill, the storm who is coming, need backup from the young ladies that you were sunning for the past 3 months. I'm finding it. Give me a second. You're now trying, like you said, I think the most messed up part here is that it'll fall at the feet of the women. And what was most embarrassing, I think, for all of you was the fact that Rhea kept laughing at you, because that's not real life. And respectfully, because if you can't do what a wrestler does, maybe shut the fuck up, whatever, you know?
Mm-hmm. I do know.
Maybe respectfully, I know Michin can handle some booze, but it looked like the other two couldn't.
Okay.
And that's not on anybody. Maybe that's a rep thing. This makes no sense from a sports entertainment standpoint. This is silly. You know what this says to me? Much like Ronda Rousey, you dropping that title at Mania, girl. So do your big one. Do your big one, because no matter what you say, I know you're looking up at the lights. It doesn't matter what you do. It doesn't matter what I know you're looking up at the lights. That's why you got these girls to terrorize Rhea, so you can be like, she's not an under. I've seen this before, and
yeah,
it's okay.
This is the way.
That match was a mess. That match also was a mess. I don't think you just should have beat her up. At that point, you just should have jumped Rhea Ripley. Rhea don't got no friends. She's far removed from the Judgment Day. Y'all still all hate her?
It is very weak to go off of like, hey, 2.5 years ago, you were mean to us at a group that you're no longer in and saw the light to get out of is like, that's kind of tough. Additionally, I think you're right. And like, I think for this match to work, they're going to have to be very intentional about how they put it together. And I don't think they want Jade and Rhea to touch beforehand. Like, I think normally that's done because there's so much heat that we want to wait until. That's not the case here. But I think they don't want to have a match short or long, because I think they're going to have to produce it in a very specific way to make this work. And I don't think they want to have 1, 2, 3 other examples ahead of time where everything else we're getting rematched to death everywhere else. So I can at least appreciate that. It'll be something we haven't seen, but I am a little nervous for how this goes, because the program, I would say, is not great. But thank you, Corporate Cresta, for your performance review. We always appreciate those. It's almost the end of the first business quarter. We should probably have you go through everyone realistically. That should be something you do on your own YouTube channel, honestly. Corporate Cresta
performance review.
Oh my goodness! Even just from even by promotion, you could just do a WWE one, an AEW one. Like, hello, Mr. Khan.
3 people working at every. All of you are fired. Kayfabe, okay? There's so many OSHA violations. Don't get me started. You have a literal demon walking around talking about you're cursed.
Come on. Come on. Is this not a great idea?
Listen,
tell her what a great idea this is. Tell her she should do this.
Write that down. Write that down.
This is great. This is not to whatever, but I just thought of a great idea and you should do it. Not to brag, but I just gave you a great idea, and you should do it because you're better at this than at literally everybody.
Once my house is no longer being remodeled.
Oh my goodness.
Yes, I'm dying to create. I have so many recipes to get. You know what? This is not the show for that. I apologize. Let's get back to SmackDown.
No, first of all, we can gas up Cresta in any way, shape, or form. On whatever day that I'm doing a stream with Cresta, we're gonna gas up her individual stuff too. But I am also, your whole living space is under construction. You've probably seen me in this t-shirt or the sweatshirt on streams 900 times because so many of my clothes are packed because I'm moving Tuesday. We are both like in these displaced modes, reviewing a SmackDown that also feels a little displaced, to be honest. But yeah, let's where do we go? We're gonna ping pong between stuff that was pretty good and the stuff that wasn't so great. So let's talk about this Drew and Jacob segment, because I actually thought this was really strong, especially from Drew's point. I feel like we saw a little bit more I don't want to say vulnerability, because there was just like a little more dimension to his anger today, where it was like, it felt like he was at a breaking point, not in a way where he was flying off the handle, but just like, what else am I even going to do? And I feel like we've felt that emotion, and we don't always get that from Drew. And I really liked what we got tonight. I will say Fatu, his delivery is completely unique in WWE. And I love that. You guys know I love wrestlers that make things feel like a fight. Fatu is going to do that. I am getting a little tired because we've seen it a few times now of like, you took food off my table. I'm like, all of you are on guaranteed contracts. We know this. We know this, but I can appreciate the wrestling sentiment. It's kind of like the pay window. Like I like the old schoolness of that. But Drew basically says, F them kids. And I appreciate that. Fatu firing back saying nothing Drew does can keep him down. And it was just nice. There's some segments where the hatred is just really, really palpable. And so much of Drew has been this battle between other people getting in his way and him getting in his own way. And I don't know, tonight, a lot of that's felt very repetitive to me, but tonight, Drew, there was like an anger mixed with desperation that we don't usually get. And we have Nick Aldis making this an unsanctioned match for WrestleMania. And I kind of like that because they don't need rules. They need violence to blow this off the proper way, right? I do feel like they go to this crutch with Drew a lot, though, of like, okay, now you're in a step match. That's gonna be so much more brutal than your other matches, because that's like his feuds all escalate the same way. But I do feel like this one is way more warranted than a lot of others. And I'm excited to see what they do with it at Mania. Did you like this segment as much as I did? I feel like sometimes I'm more in on Fatu than you are. But what do you think of what we got tonight?
Some grown person has a deck of cards in the back of their motorcycle tonight. I'm on the 5th floor, okay? There's no need for that. Jesus Christ. Sorry. I like this match. I like this segment. Okay. I like Jacob Fatu with Drew McIntyre. Sometimes I watch wrestling in Discord with people who've never seen wrestling. And all of my friends, they were like, look at his arms in relation to Drew McIntyre. Then they were like, look at his hair.
They were a little swoony over Drew.
I mean, I will say Drew has looked really good. Yeah, and I know he's about to do Highlander, but Drew is in a shape. It's giving, not to say it's 1 for 1, but Shelton Benjamin, Bobby Lashley in shape. It's giving in shape. Sure. It's giving in shape. Yeah.
Carved out of granite kind of vibes.
Yeah. Like they're doing like he's in shape. So I like the idea of making it personal, my kids. And I also feel like, Jacob, don't say my kids around Drew. He's a violator, bro. Like, you saw what he did to Cody Rhodes, like, not too long ago with his bus. Like, I don't know how this match is going to shake out. I'm sports interested. I'm not completely sports invested, because what is an unsanctioned match in WWE? What is that? You know what I mean? They just put a cage on it and call it a life at that point. But an unsanctioned match is nothing to me. Not for nothing, I watch a lot of wrestling, and AEW be murdering people out here. And I kind of got a murder boner now. So if you're not murdering people, I don't care about it. Like, hey, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That sounds crazy to say, but kayfabe. You know, so I don't know what this is going to be.
Murder boner, she says.
You've never had a murder boner, Kate.
A murder boner. Oh my goodness. Well, I haven't had one because I'm not equipped with such parts. But if I had like a sad one or one that didn't last long enough, I know exactly what product I would use.
Fellas, you already know what time it is. It's time to level up. And Blue Chew just dropped something crazy. I'm talking about the next level championship belt, gold-plated energy. Blue Chew Gold is the newest innovation from the #1 chewable ED brand. This ain't your grandpa's little blue pill. It's the 4-in-1 beast that's setting the gold standard for performance. We're talking 2 ingredients for blood flow to keep that rocket pumping, mixed with apomorphine and oxytocin to turn up the arousal and the connection to your brain and body. Blue Chew Gold dissolves under your tongue and works in as little as 15 minutes. That means you can get it on quicker and stay in the game longer. Elevation without hesitation. We got a special deal for our listeners. 10% off your first month of Blue Chew Gold with the code FIGHTFUL. That's the promo code FIGHTFUL. Visit BlueChew.com for more details and important safety information. And, of course, we thank Blue Chew for sponsoring the show.
That's code murder boner. I mean, code Fightful.
Where's my pink chew, blue chew? Huh?
Cresta and research and development at the Blue Chew Corp and the Pink Chew division. We got Blind Bar saying, Corporate Cresta, I need that quarterly report by the end of the day. Kindly do the needful. I think you forgot to put the cover on your TPS reports. If anyone's young enough to or old enough to understand that reference.
I remember that reference from
Office Space.
That's the name of the movie. I was like, I know it's not The Office because that's something different, but I know it had Office in it.
Michael Bolton? Oh, so good. So good.
Not Michael Bolton.
Greg Cherry asking, did they abandon the Fatu attacker storyline other than Drew saying again he didn't do it? Are we going to get a conclusion to that? Probably not. They don't care.
I'm gonna investigate. You know what? I'll get to that. I'll investigate that along with Sami Zayn, who attacked him with the pie right before that Saudi show that first time. I got it. I'm on it. Got it.
There you go. Cresta. Thank gosh we have a investigator around, because without you, we'd have all these unsolved mysteries.
Come on.
Can't have that. Can't have that in this world.
Who needs scoops when you can deal with haberdashery and far tales?
That should be your paywall. That's it. Amazing. Let's talk about Jelly Roll versus Kit Wilson. Unintentionally, one of the funniest things I've ever seen is Jelly Roll hitting Kit Wilson with like a belly to belly situation and then selling it like he plants Kit Wilson and then he sells it like the ricochet off of planting him knocks him out too. It's the weirdest sell of a thing that I've seen in a really long time. Jelly Roll picks up the win. He's also has several backstages where he's just the moral compass of this company. And I just know too many sound engineers that have told me he's still extremely racist, and I don't care. I also just I do not like the hey, I'm the moral compass for everyone on the show. It's like I didn't like it when John Cena was that. I just don't like that whole deal. Oh no, we lost Cresta. Oh my god, she's investigating right now. She's gonna find out right now who attacked Jacob Fatu. Let me just make sure she has the link to get back in, and then we'll continue what's going on with the show. That's just like the most not for me kind of thing. Like I just don't like that guy in such a goody two shoes way. All right, she had everybody's internet is dying around here. We're haunted. So while we're stalling for time anyway, until Cresta gets back, I wasn't gonna say this publicly, but Sean did the other day. A lot of you know that he didn't have internet for like 3 days this week, which I don't know if you guys know this. Not great when you're the lead scoops reporter in pro wrestling to not have the internet. And I had messaged Sean and said, what a sweet tribute of you to do to my internet as I'm leaving my apartment and hopefully getting better internet, right? Like how nice of you to pay ode to all the years in this apartment of bad internet. And he was like, my situation's a little bit different. He had a neighbor who his internet line ran through her yard, and she cut the line that runs to his house and then initially would not admit to it. And so they had to come back with the cops, and the cops had to talk to her. It was a 3-day ordeal. This poor man's like, can you publish the story on Select for me? I'm going to go to a Starbucks. This poor guy, to try and get you your wrestling news, is going through the most insane first half of the week. He's going to Squared Circle Expo this weekend. It's been a long one for that dude. But I was like, oh, damn, I just had Optimum and they sucked. I didn't have any crazy neighbors cutting my line. That was nuts. We talked a little bit about that on the AEW post show that Sean was present for at the top, giving you some AEW news. I do find it very suspicious that Cresta's internet died right when we were talking about Jelly Roll and Kit Wilson. Does that seem suspicious to you guys? I feel like that's suspicious. I think she was like, "Oh no, I can't talk about this match. Oh no." We got her back though.
Yo, I apologize.
You're here. No, you're okay.
I was talking spicy. You ain't have to like that. You ain't have to do that.
I thought you were just trying to get out of talking about Jelly Roll and Kit. I thought you were just like, "Oh no, my internet died.
Nah,
I can't talk about it. Surely they'll move on in the time that I'm gone."
I mean,
Not
I have
today.
I love to share my opinion. Why would I walk away from the idea, from the thought of yelling at you guys?
Why would I not say sports entertain derogatory to this?
Sports entertain derogatory?
I can pick up what you put down. Let's go. How did you feel about not only Jelly Roll and Kit Wilson, because I think we knew what we were gonna get out of that, but I don't like him being the moral compass of the backstage thing. It's weird to me. How'd you feel about like kind of his presence throughout the show in addition to this match?
First and foremost, I don't really care for wrestling t-shirts. Unfortunately, wearing them outside of wrestling is a little weird.
It's a little embarrassing.
Yeah, I have Will Hobbs shirt that says Big Black and Jack for the memes, but I would never wear that outside of a wrestling show. That being said, I kind of live for Kit Wilson's shirt that says "Dump him, he's toxic." That cute little crop. It's so cute. I loved it.
You know what t-shirt I have that I love wearing in public actually?
What?
And it's a little marky, so I'm proud of myself for feeling confident enough to wear it in public. Warhorse has a shirt on Pro Wrestling Tees that just says "Tell your baby dork ass friends to watch wrestling," and I love it. And I bought it and was like, I should buy one in every color because it's just the greatest. But now I feel like my Mark S friend is Matt Cardona, which we'll talk about later. But my goodness.
Brother. Okay, boom, right? Only thing I liked about it was Kit was I don't need Jelly Roll doing what Cody Rhodes has been doing for the past, God knows, as long as Cody Rhodes has been wrestling. I gotta tell you, and this is not kayfabe. Is this what y'all get for not for fucking around? Now we don't get Bad Bunny, so we get Jelly Roll.
It does feel like when WrestleVotes on Fightful Select reported, again, WrestleVotes on Fightful Select does report for us, but they had said like they're in talks with Jelly Roll again or whatever a couple weeks ago. I was like, this just makes me feel like Bad, but I didn't hear anything. But I was like, I don't think they doubled down on doing like Jelly Roll and Bad Bunny. I think Bad Bunny was probably like, I just did the Super Bowl and I'm a mega international star. Like, and
I see who you hang out with.
Yeah.
Why would I do that again? It was cool when it was under wraps, but now you.
Well, and not for nothing, but his biggest appearance was in Puerto Rico, and it was like for a show that brought a ton of money to Puerto Rico, and like he's obviously and rightfully extremely passionate about helping Puerto Rico and the economy stay afloat. That's why he did an insane residency there, and people from other countries were coming to see this residency. Like it was an enormous deal. He probably is also like, I don't know if I need to benefit the good people of Las Vegas. Like they'll probably be okay with their debaucherous gambling throughout the weekend. They'll make the money that they need to. They'll be fine.
Yeah, I don't know what we're doing with the Jelly Roll. I guess we need a celebrity appearance, but what is Jelly Roll going to do at Mania? If you find a spot for Jelly Roll and not LA Knight, yeah. I think I might crash out. Sorry.
Well, now there's a part of me that wants to see that happen because Cresta crash outs are pieces of art in their own right. No. I saw a lot of that though. I saw a lot of people saying like LA Knight is the third goofball hanging out with the Usos right now. The Usos who are tag champions, and Jey Uso is saying he doesn't even care about being a tag champion. Like, what is LA Knight doing? I don't know. I mean, the initial rumor was Jelly Roll and Royce Keys were gonna tag against, I'm guessing Kit. At this point, it feels like Kit Wilson and someone else, but I don't know if that's still the plan. I know WrestleVote said they hadn't heard anything on that last they were asked about it, I believe. But we have a Q&A with him every week, so you can continue to ask. I can't imagine a more lame way to have Royce Keys make his first WrestleMania appearance, but
That is
also
pretty lame.
Royal Rumble was 2 months ago at this point, and he hasn't been back on screen, so who the heck knows? Enormous asking if you've seen Burn Notice. All right, this propaganda has
What is
gone
that?
very far. Burn
Is that
Notice,
the one with the spies that don't be
Yes.
spies no more, and then they get
yeah,
shot?
they got
Or
burned.
they get unalived.
That's okay. You can probably say that. You just can't say the name of Solo Sikoa and his group or we'll get booted.
You mean the family that loves each other so very much?
Yeah, and that's exactly who I'm referring to. Burn Notice was a C-level show on the USA Network that my cousin desperately wants me and Alex to review because the Big Show was on an episode and Alex and I had this bit where we review shows and movies that wrestlers were in. Now, my cousin, who I thought cared about me,
Damn.
and me, Enormous, who I thought was a big part of the community that we have here, always pleasant interactions. Now they're ganging up on me, trying to get me to review the show that I don't want.
To be fair, for a very
Don't
long time,
don't you dare!
Nah, I only
Take
watch
their
RuPaul's
side.
Drag Race and professional wrestling. I
You
don't
even
have
watch
the
professional
mental.
wrestling.
I'm AI. I'm actually Sean Ross Sapp. Okay, I am AI. That's why my internet went
Your
out.
his internet was out earlier this week. This is all lining up now. Huge scoop coming to Fightful Select. Cresta and Sean are the same person.
That's crazy.
C. Delgado saying, investigate what happened to Shaq in the ambulance. Please let us know what you think Cresta should investigate.
Honestly, I need help. So
Cresta's like, actually, please donate money so that my apartment is done and cash at me at once. I don't need your ideas. I need your money.
My birthday is May 2nd. And my going rate is $444. $4,444 if you're nasty.
Whoa, Cresta. Now we're really getting demonetized. We are just in so much trouble.
I am shilling tonight. Call me Paul Heyman.
Oh, let's go. Man, if that's I gotta start invoicing for hire. If that's what your rate is, man, I gotta get on it here.
I send a bill to Sean every month and he laughs. He sends back a ha-ha voice note.
The first invoice I ever sent in, Sean responded, "Can we pay you in crack instead?" And I said, the rate for that would probably be higher than what I invoiced. So yeah, if you want. But I just got paid in dollars via PayPal like everybody else.
Crack is insane. You already watch wrestling. We already do a form of crack. No need for the real thing, please.
That's why when everyone's like, when that clip of him blowing his nose, everyone's like, he did lines. I was like, I have evidence of you shilling drugs as a joke. Crazy ass people on the internet. Let's talk about, what do we talk about? We're going to save the main event for the main event in a rare twist. Let's talk Tiffany, Stratton, and Julia. The crowd.
Time. I'm sorry.
Yeah, we did have a backstage with Chelsea Green and her trying to get what she called Tiffy time on her side, as she is the most experienced and dangerous U.S. champion there ever was. Tiffany and Giulia have this match. The crowd just was not into this. There was definitely some miscommunication early on in this. They kind of recovered later, but they never got the audience back. And this is going to blow your minds, but Kiana James pulls off a distraction, which leads to Giulia winning with the small package. Definitely a presentation issue, more than a talent issue with Miss Giulia. They have not figured out a way to make her connect with the audience. I remain of the belief, put her in there with some people that can hoop and she will be over like Rover. She was in NXT. Her entrance is cool. Her look is cool. They're just trying too hard. I think her and Tiffany, they say styles make matchups, and that's true. They have very different ring styles. And I think in the beginning it was just like they just were not on the same page. And I think they're actually smart to do this before Mania, assuming that's where this program is going, because like they just weren't clicking. And I think they're just so far apart that they need to kind of come together and get more comfortable. And you could see them getting more comfortable as the match went on. So hopefully round 2 of this is a little bit stronger. I hope that they figure out what to do with Giulia, because I think she just has a world of talent, and I feel like she's been put at a real disadvantage because of presentation and really awful booking with this US title. So wasn't the best match. Definitely got better as it went on. I think there was just a lot of authentically like kind of feeling each other out as this went on. What do you think?
First, let me say that the gear looks amazing on both girls. That blue and pink on Tiffany with that butterfly. Oh, she makes me sick. She looks so good tonight. Oh, it was so good. And that electric blue and pink on Kiana on Giulia. You got it, sister. You got that. It was too good. It was too good. I do agree that the booking, this is terrible. I will also say Chelsea Green as your buffer but she's not main event though. But every time before this United States Championship or during the United States Championship, you always bring out Chelsea Green. Why is that? Why is that? Quickly. That being said, too, Chelsea Green unfortunately pulled a Danhausen on Tiffany, because all I hear is it's tacky time, like with the ass boys. Tacky time.
We did have a Danhausen appearance today. He is 5-0 in curses. He cursed Kit Wilson, who was about to say, "You are toxic," and he said, "You are cursed." The Miz is trying to convince himself he was not cursed in previous weeks, but he's recounting all the things that have gone wrong in his life since. So Danhausen continues to be very over after a very weird start with this company. Very weird debut.
I'm not gonna lie, I thought Danhausen would be under the dirt, or at least paired with R-Truth by now. The fact that he's getting the
crowd saying it with him. He's white hot. Greg Cherry saying, can we call Solo Stable Diet Dr. Bloodline? I'm a bloodline.
You're a
he's
doctor?
a bloodline. She's a bloodline. I miss the old Dr. Pepper commercials, no?
I thought you were singing the I Am Ninja song from old YouTube. I've been feeling nostalgic today. Mr. B shared
I like that. No, I was singing the old Doctor. I'm a pepper. He's a pepper. She's a pepper. No?
I don't remember that.
Oh my goodness.
I am 9,000 years old, so that's a lot of media to consume in a long time.
Fair. It also might have been the whitest commercial ever produced, so you might have just not seen it. It's just a dude singing and dancing about his Dr. Pepper, so you might have just missed it. Nora saying, Crest Nasty, Big Show gets yam-bagged by a sawed-off. Is that what we're investigating?
I have more questions. That's a statement. Did the yam bags go wig flu? Was it just a sack tap? Why would I want to watch something where someone's yam bags get turned into sweet potato mash? I don't think I want to watch that. Like, I'm sports intimidated.
That's new. I don't think we've ever had any time that you've been sports intimidated on the show.
I mean, it very rarely happens. I'm like Perry Platypus. I ain't got no fears.
Man. Well, where do we go next? Diet
Dr. Bloodline. Let's do it.
Diet Dr. Bloodline. My goodness. Well, Cresta, you know what? I can't take you back in time, unfortunately, to that wonderful commercial. But I can take you anywhere you want to go, at least digitally, with NordVPN.
If you're a wrestling fan and you're not using NordVPN, what are you doing? WWE content in its own, all with one Netflix subscription, thanks to NordVPN.com/Fightful. Right now, in order to watch Raw, SmackDown, NXT, PLEs, you need Netflix, you need CW Network, you need USA, you need Peacock for Saturday night's main event and ESPN Unlimited, or you get NordVPN.com/Fightful. Download the app. It's very easy. Pay the basic tier just $2.98 a month. It averages out to, and you can access all that WWE content with one Netflix account. Just change your virtual location and you are set. It is a must-have for wrestling fans, especially as money gets tighter and especially as you got to go everywhere to get wrestling content. Head over to nordvpn.com/Fightful because it's not just that feature. There's so many more that you can check out over at nordvpn.com/Fightful. We've had hundreds, if not thousands, of wonderful users report back about their great viewing experience here. nordvpn.com/Fightful.
NordVPN. Hey, we mentioned that in July, Maple Leaf Pro Wrestling is going to be on TSN. I think AEW is on TSN in Canada. You can really streamline the way you watch stuff, and you can genuinely save a lot of money. We've had so many people with rave reviews about the My AEW service. You can get that for a lot cheaper than $20 a month if you use a VPN. So the quality on that is supposed to be insane. There's like all these things that you can check in as far as the catalog goes. They're putting AEW up on My AEW, so
that's funny.
Yeah, that I'm glad that they're kind of building a house for these things to exist off of. I believe Honor Club is on there too, like all the ROH stuff. So worth the money, but don't even pay that much money. Get NordVPN. I love it for WWE content because I can watch everything on Netflix. Like I'm not Peacock for this, YouTube for that, Netflix for this. Like it's not all over the place. Just all of it is on Netflix. That makes it very easy. So NordVPN, genuinely, like we get people in here every week, man, saying how wonderful it's been to them, and they've been wonderful to us. So everybody wins. We appreciate it. I'm now learning that this Big Show gets yam bagged by a sawed off is from Burn Notice. It's from the episode that they want us to review. If you had said this, I'd be much more open to if you had led with this. If my cousin had opened with this, I'd probably have watched it by now, to be honest. Like this now I'm interested. It's not a bad show. It's not a good show.
It's a show of all time. It's a show that happens.
It is a big show, evidently, at least on one of the episodes. So Hey, look, you can also get more curling up here with NordVPN. See, now this I love because everybody views it as this every 4 years I'm going to care about curling thing. No, commit to curling with NordVPN. And then you can probably go bet on it at MyBookie AG. We got you covered everywhere. All right, Cresta, we're going to take it back to the top. We're going to talk about this tag match between Shaw Alexa and the Bellas, who, you know, they had a timing thing and some weird rough spots in this on an execution standpoint, but like Bree's worked 2 matches since she's been back, and Nikki hasn't even been back that long. And Charlotte and Alexa got their moments in, but it just didn't click in. Just didn't feel smooth. Didn't feel meaningful. And one thing with the Bellas too is like you got to remember, it's not like even as a duo they were wrestling a ton of tag matches. Like it was usually twin magic or one helping the other one out. It's not like they were a tag team properly most of the time in their career. So I think they're still getting their feet wet. I'm glad they're giving them some reps before Mania. Sorry if I seem distracted. It seems like Steve Maclin might have gotten concussed at TNA Sacrifice. So I'm just trying to keep an eye out for that.
Not that.
As far as what new, yeah, I know. And that match with him and Santana was something that I think both guys were looking forward to. PW Insider reporting that Steve Maclin was injured early into the match. I saw some things that were like 3 minutes into this match. This guy got concussed at TNA Sacrifice. The early belief is he may have suffered a concussion, but it's not yet confirmed. It was a legitimate issue, and Maclin was getting checked out backstage once he was brought there. He seemed coherent backstage, which is good, but was upset about how things went. If there's anything that Steve Maclin's going to care about, it's being able to put on a great match in big moments, and that's a big one for him and Santana. It was a kick. People are saying, 2 minutes into the match. God, that just breaks my heart because you will not find a person that is like, who's bad for wrestling? Steve Maclin. Like he's one of the few guys that everybody loves. He's a brilliant wrestling mind, and he he gets so like when there's a big moment in a match to be put on for TNA, he really shows up, and that's just that's a bummer. That sucks. It sucks when anybody gets concussed, but like, oh, I know that they were both so pumped for that. That blows. Our best to him as he's going through concussion protocol. Safety above all else. I hope he's okay. I hope Santana's okay too. That's rough to be on the other side of too. Like that's hard to be in the other guy in the ring with that. So our best to him. Sorry for the distraction there. We could flip back to talking about the Bellas and Charlexa. This one just didn't click in. You had Nia and Lash coming to attack everyone, and then Bayley and Lyra running in to even up the odds there. But this all still kind of feels like it's spinning its wheels with no true identity to it a little bit. I'm glad we're gonna get Nia and Lash versus Bayley and Lyra, because I think from a work rate standpoint, that's going to be great.
Yes.
Nia and Lyra had amazing chemistry during their Queen of the Ring matches. Bayley is as good of a ring general as there ever was. So I'm looking forward to that. But I think we are, in general, are still like, where's this all headed? Is this a 4-team fatal 4-way at Mania? Is this going to be something that gets pushed to the SmackDown before Mania, which they love to do with these kinds of things? So not the best match between the Bella Twins and Charlexa, but it's certainly a logical next step in the advancement of what we're trying to hint at here. Your thoughts on our opening match of the show?
Everybody looked really cute again. Everybody's gear was eating.
The gals in their gear, man.
Charlotte just looked tonight. Charlotte girl, whatever glow up regimen
you amazing, doing,
that pink and that electric blue on her looked stunned. Beautiful. She looked amazing. That being said, I don't know. I didn't care for this match. It was if I've coined plankton ass matches, I guess this would be a Roblox ass match. Very paint by numbers. Very much like and I get it. There's ring rust. There's all of that. I support women's wrestling, and I want women to be the best wrestling, every exposure, every moment they can get. Yes. That being said, I miss the Bellas. I've never seen them wrestle. Like, I wasn't watching then.
Oh, really? Okay. You missed their whole run, basically.
The whole, from the beginning to the end. Never. I've heard the memes of Brimo. I've only seen and heard the memes and seen it then. I knew what I was expecting. Somebody in the chat said earlier, I want Jade versus Charlotte. That's what that would be. There was one time where old girl went to go slap Charlotte in the chest, and I don't know what happened. And then Charlotte pushed her in the corner and said, "This is how you do it," and proceeded to slap the shit out of her. I used to be a Charlotte hater. I love her. I see why she's the queen. Charlotte Flair is the best, worst kind of person you could ever have. Because you can hate me, but I'm really good at my job.
Sure.
And if you don't like it, you can try and whoop me, but you can't. And I can cut a better promo than you. So learn how to do your job.
Yeah, you know, she is someone who, whether you like the way she goes about business or not, I think you can't deny that she raises, if not is, the standard for what women's professional wrestling in WWE can be. Like, she's really she's kind of always been that standard, really, since she got called up. I am going to throw to another ad because I just told Sean about the Macklin stuff, and I just want to give him the details because he's not online. So what we're going to do is we're going to tell you about my bookie. I'm going to catch SRS up on this, and then we're going to talk about the Randy Orton and Cody Rhodes stuff from tonight.
At MyBookie AG, they say that you can bet on anything, anytime, anywhere. And they mean it. NBA, NHL, NFL, Major League Baseball, UFC, pro wrestling. But that's not it. Motorsports, golf, tennis, darts, cycling, cricket, handball, floorball, rugby, snooker, volleyball, table tennis, cycling. Yeah, you can bet on it at MyBookie AG. They got the best support system in the business. We only want you to bet what you can, and please bet responsibly. But go take advantage of being able to bet on anything, anytime, anywhere. They got live esports. They got racing. They got everything at MyBookie AG. And right now, get a $50 bonus when you deposit $100 or a $100 bonus when you deposit $200. You can bet with Bitcoin and play their great casino games as well. MyBookie AG.
MyBookie AG, getting a free plug. Well, I get Sean caught up to speed on that. He is at Squirreled. He's at Squirreled Circle Expo. It's the good old Squirreled Circle. It's when squirrels are wrestling in the ring.
Honestly, I want to watch that. I want to go to the Squirrel
Expo. Right? I think we could do commentary for that and kill it. I think we would clean up.
Come on,
we would do great, right? I would love that.
They would hate us by the end of the night. They'd be like, "Oh my god, they're so good." They'd be like, "No, stop, Cresta. I apologize. I stopped myself."
Stop. Well, Cresta, that brings us to the main event. Last call for Super Chats and Humper Chats at humperchats.com. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. We are working our way through this road to WrestleMania. Good, bad, and ugly. But let's talk about Randy Orton. I don't know what Matt Cardona did to him in a past life, okay? I don't know what happened, but last week he was like, "You figure-loving indie mark." And today he was like, "I'm going to squash the hell out of you after I destroyed your arm from last week." This man, vicious. The voices in his head were like, "You hate figures and guys with tans." That's what this was. Man, Randy just destroying Cardona's arm, dragging him around ringside, rips off the cast, beats him down with no remorse, RKOs him. And Cresta, obviously the crowd was deeply disturbed by this and hated it and booed him heavily. No! The crowd loves this!
Matt Cardona did nothing to deserve this. And the crowd was just like, violence, kill him, Kalima.
I was like, my goodness. Relentless. The crowd loves this. They cheered the attack, every stomp, every attack, every second of this. This crowd is eating it up. And WWE's really, they're trying, I don't know what more you could do, but they've just chosen that Randy is who they're cheering for. And WWE's like, he's a heel. And the audience is like, we are not cooperating with that. But Cody Rhodes is here. He has like a 45-minute walk from his bus to the ring. This guy, I was like, he's going to be winded. This is a marathon, but he doesn't have to yeet along the way. And so he is not winded. Cresta pointed that out before we went on air.
True.
But he arrives. He immediately just starts throwing hands with Randy. There's brawling in the ring, around ringside. Security gets wiped out repeatedly. Both guys refuse to stay separated. They keep breaking free and attack each other. And then Jelly Roll comes out to try and calm things down because he oversees the product now. And he eats an RKO and the crowd goes crazy. Randy Orton escapes up the ramp. The crowd is chanting his name. This is so comical at this point. And Cody is left standing. But it doesn't feel like he's the clear hero here at minimum, right? So I don't know what more you could do to make the guy a heel, but the crowd is clearly decided that this is the case. One LT photo saying, what's it gonna take?
Sorry, I'm pressing buttons.
No, that's okay. It's okay. One LT photo says, what's it gonna take to turn Randy? Steal Pharaoh? And then the chat is saying like they have to steal Liberty. This is legitimately a plot and glow. This is what happens between Liberty Bell and Zoya. I'll make this comparison. Sometimes I feel like in AEW, they go to ultra violence so much that it doesn't shock me as much anymore because I'm like, we've seen barbed wire bats, we've seen syringes through mouths. I'm like, it's kind of hard to one up yourself when you go back to that well so often. With Cody and the WrestleMania beatdown and the pull apart brawl stuff, I've now seen this like 3 years in a row. So it's kind of the same deal for me where I'm like, it's not that it's bad, and the performers are bringing an appropriate intensity to it. They're selling us on the idea, but I've just seen this. I've seen this every road to WrestleMania since Cody came back ahead of, except for his return to WWE. So I just feel like the playbook is very stale on these things and very, very shallow. Like they don't know what to do with the Sami, Mello, and Trick thing, so they have someone cost what, like it's just extremely formulaic. The performers involved did a great job. The crowd genuinely for the past 3 weeks makes me laugh because Randy Orton just gets more and more vicious and the crowd is more and more like, hell yeah. I just feel for poor Matt Cardona, man. He did nothing wrong here. Come on. How'd you feel about our closing match, if we're being generous? And then on top of that, the angle with Cody's return here, I don't know if it accomplished what it needed to. I also don't think it did any harm.
I'm listening to you, but I'm also reading chat. I'm sports disgusted. Y'all are some sick fucks. Your booking suggestions are criminally insane. I'm not reading any of that. You guys are criminally insane, okay? I just want to say that as person. You guys are sports insane, okay?
You guys. Sports out of your damn minds.
That being said, I have 2 theories on the Randy Orton situation.
Is one an Austin theory?
I mean, I don't.
If not, we're off to a great start.
Jack at one point. I've seen too much wrestling. Yo, anyway.
You're so funny.
So, kayfabe wise, it's because Matt Cardona beard connects and Randy Orton's doesn't. He doesn't even have a beard, and he's torturing man with a beard that connects. A lot of men are insecure about their beard to be patchy. Their mustache looks like stringy, They make fun of Dom every week. So I can understand the voice is like, wow, he's got hair on his head that's not his eyebrows. We don't got no hair on our head. This guy sucks. Look at his tan. He's more tan than you. He sucks. Get him. Understood. What I think, and this is maybe a little fourth wall-y, and I just want to yell for a second.
Okay, go for it.
A long time ago, WWE, you told us to get the F out, and we're tired, and you're tired of insulting our intelligence. Nowadays, wrestling fans look at the performers and say, I know that's a bad guy, but he's performing the fuck out of that role. You better get your wrestling Oscar slammy. So I'm going to cheer because I'm sports entertained by the performance he's putting on. Unfortunately for you, that's counterintuitive because not only just being PG-13, you guys, there's no real way to give them heel heat depth within the confines. And even then, once the fans have decided that this person's playing the fuck out of their role, they're going to cheer him. I've seen you try it with Becky Lynch. People still cheered her. I see you try it when you tried to break up the Charlexis thing after people were already in it. No, they are still cheering Charlotte Flair. If the people decide, Danhausen was dead on arrival for all intents and purposes.
Not wrong.
And now he's super over. I think Kit Wilson, this whole toxic gimmick is a little freaking silly, but he's over and the people have chosen. So on the one hand, you said, be smart about it, nerds. And now we are, and you're like, not like that. So you can't have it both ways. So I choose to believe that Randy Orton is doing this because Matt Cardona's beard connects and he's torturing people with beards.
He's torturing people with beards. I'm okay with that. We have a couple more chats. Thank you guys so much for these. Noise 2504 saying Randy has done nothing wrong. Cardona should have simply not approached the ring.
Randy Orton, when he says I'm 09, is like Stone Cold saying, yeah, I'm not gonna stun you.
Yeah. I mean, Matt Cardona could have minded his own business. I'm not here to victim blame, but like he could have minded his own business.
You was hanging out with Apollo Crews in the back. You really could have minded your own business.
Could have minded your own business. Get your eyes on your own title, man. Like go. All of you were coming after that U.S. title there for a minute, and now what? Mind your own P's and Q's. Randy Orton will probably leave you alone. Greg Cherry says, thank you for the entertainment for my drive home. Made it safe. The drive was shorter than Cody's walk. Love yins always. Thank you so much for the support tonight, Greg. Tonight and always, press investigation complete. I love that.
Open and close case.
I do think part of the consequence of this is like they go so far to their way to tell you the show is fake. And so the crowd's like, oh, well, it doesn't matter who's the good or the bad guy. I'll just choose the guy.
That part too. You can't claim
shove it in our face all the time.
Something about WWE that makes me so upset, and I love watching WWE, is when I first started watching, if a person came out and they had bright colors, you were losing. Sorry, that's just what it was. It was giving Now it's like, I know it's going to be a DQ. I know someone's going to come to the ring. I know the ref is going to get distracted. And it's, like you said, you go out of your way to say that it's fake. And then you go out of your way to say that unreal is real, but that's real fake. So at some point, people are going to choose, like myself, to be sports entertained. And it becomes, whose line is it anyway? The points don't matter. The points don't matter. I'm going to cheer. I'm going to cheer for Kevin Owens, even when he's calling the owner's son a piece of shit, because he's telling the truth.
I'm always going to cheer for Kevin Owens. There's this scene in The Office. This is a fun note to like kind of almost end on too, where Ryan is talking about like, I had a weak boss the last time around and it wasn't good for me. I want to be led. But he was like, only when I want to be led, though. Lead me when I want to be led. And I feel like WWE is like, we want our fans to react honestly, but to the people that we choose for them to react honestly to in the correct order. It's like, you kind of can't have it both ways. But
agreed.
Cresta, this was one of our shorter shows in a minute. Honestly, these 3-hour shows have been pushing our post-show lengths a little bit longer, but we just had a quicker zip through tonight, which
you got a nothing burger, respectfully.
Yeah, there wasn't a ton of meat on the bone here. We did have that major title change though, but I think that is not that's not wrapped up yet. I think we're going to see Carmelo. I hope we're going to see Carmelo in that picture still. I'm very intrigued to see what happens there going into Mania. Let me double check the results of that poll that I snapped before we get out of here, because I am intrigued to see how people are feeling about that. I was surprised when people were.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Go ahead. No, you go ahead.
The best part of the show was, I hope y'all know what I'm going to say, Zelina Vega sighting, and you know how I feel about her, and she was dressed so cute tonight.
You were loving, and I don't disagree, but you were very on the ladies' fashion tonight. You were having fun with it.
They all dressed like this was fashion week. They said, listen, if I'm going to be on TV, I'm going to have that shit on. And everybody did that tonight. Everybody did that. Everyone looked real sports entertainment.
Everyone, yeah. I also, I was glad you pointed out about Charlotte's gear too, because I thought she looked stunning tonight. That pink and the electric blue was like kind of 90s coded in the best way. But crowd in the chat
looked really good tonight.
Yeah, you're not wrong. He's usually pretty crisp though to the nines, I feel like.
But I don't know, this blue
it looks good on him.
It looked so good. Respectfully, Mickie James says, I can't fight.
No. We're not trying. We are not trying. We're not trying to fight Mickie James, but that's a nice color on your fella. That's all we're saying. And honestly, between the two of them, I don't know which one I take. So
honestly, as long as you call me, baby.
Well, I really thought people were going to lean toward the triple threat, but a lot of y'all want Ilya in this. We had 59% in our YouTube chat saying that they would like the Fatal 4-Way version. And, I think we had like over 400 people on the Fightful poll. Let me pull that up on social media. It was about the same. I really thought people would call for the triple threat, but kind of cool that everyone's like, nah, keep Ilya in it. I wonder if that's going to be the calling card for Gunther, because it's such an easy, reliable thing to throw together. Yeah, 54% out of 523 votes. That's like a pretty good sample. Wanted the 4-pack. So there you go.
After all year, how I feel like Ilya, Carmelo Hayes, and Sami Zayn really elevated that title last year up until now with Mania. I think it'd be a little unfair to leave Ilya off that. And he's one of those guys, and if they said LA Knight would challenge for that, I would make it a 5-pack. I'm making a fatal 5-way. These are all really great, talented performers that I would love to see on a card. Like if we route it back to Jade and Michin and B-Fab, I would rather this lead to B-Fab and Michin also being on the Mania card, because I think that if we're talking about old school, that's a purse for you to get paid. That's a good payday, super visibility. People get to see what you do. I just know that Ilya and Melo can hoop. I know Sami Zayn's going to do everything with everybody. Trick Williams is the worst. He's clearly going to win, but he's the worst.
I also think something nice about keeping Ilya in it is you have all three like open challenge guys in it. And I think it's special to have Sami, Ilya, and Carmelo, who I feel like really anchored the in-ring on SmackDown with those open challenge runs all in the same match together. I think it's a special kind of bigger picture story to tell with that. But we are gonna get out of here. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Cresta, we talked some investigations. We gave you a new bit. If you want to take corporate Cresta to some performance reviews, we have people in the chat making suggestions of what to investigate, but I don't know if anybody knows where they can find such content when you are back up and running. Where do they find you?
Ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't already watched my 3 episodes of Restvestigation, you can head on over to Cresta Star on YouTube. You can type it in your search bar after the conclusion of this show. Go ahead and leave us a thumbs up here on Fightful. You can find me all over social media at Cresta Star, Cresta. And if you want to see wrestling memes, at Cresta the Star for Wrestling Shenanigans, spelled same way, but with 2 E's like Megan Thee Stallion. All over social media is Cresta Star. Restvestigations, my house is being renovated. So hopefully next month I have a bunch of things scripted. It's just that my house is my studio and it's too cold to shoot outside. So I promise once it's back, I'm going to shenan once, shenan again, and I'm going to shenan Mona. So where can the people find you?
Well, if you don't like my wrestling analysis, this has been a tough week for you on Fightful, because I was on the main and not select on Monday because of Sean's internet, and then I had to cover Wednesday. So I was Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday here. So if you're sick of me, I understand. But if you want to see more of me, you can catch my YouTube channel at Miss Kate Fabe. I am going to start my content again after I get this damn move over with. So there's also going to be baseball content over there, BattleBots content over there, more wrestling content over there. But normally you can find me all over this channel, Tuesdays and Fridays on the main channel here with Cresta and Alex Pulowski. And then Monday nights doing the Raw Sour Graps post show behind the paywall, and Wednesdays at the Mark Order talking all things All Elite. Tomorrow we are going to have Riccacino and SP3 on your Collision post show. Iridian and Cresta will be out. We will have Grapsity as usual. And then we're right back at it on this road to WrestleMania. What in the world will CM Punk say next week? Because he was talking about oil and other substances this week. I don't know what's going on, but we're going to find out as we start this all again. Sean will finally be back. Have a safe and wonderful wrestling weekend. We'll see you.